Time for a quick channel news update. We've got giveaways and microphones, Patreon polls and upcoming videos, plus a very shiny YouTube thing. Hello and welcome back to Auspex Tactics, where today I thought we'd just do a quick channel update, letting you guys know what's been going on behind the scenes, next month's giveaways and a few other bits and bobs. As per normal, February's been a spectacularly busy month on the channel. 51 videos in 28 days. Maybe not quite up at the crazy heights of January, but it's still been a fairly hard working one. First up, I thought it would do a few news and announcements, then move on to the channel giveaway results and how to enter the next one, and then finish up with the latest Patreon poll and the channel painting competition. So first up, and some genuine technological development on the channel, which happens very rarely, I have finally gotten round to getting a new and more expensive microphone. Certainly been something that I've been getting feedback from time to time. It's always just feeling a bit painful to work on technical developments though, compared with just churning out more videos about interesting models. The microphone I went for in the end was the Shure MV7 USB podcast microphone. On balance, I do think that the sound quality is a lot better than the previous Samsung one. It seems that I don't need to amplify up the volume quite as much, and there isn't anywhere near as much background noise. For a bit of help with the technical audio, I'd like to say a special thank you to Owen Brinzer of the Great Heights Band. He's been messaging me over on the channel Facebook page and has been very patient while I've been making gradual updates, and it's just been incredibly generous of you to share your time and expertise. With only quite basic graphics, the audio really is the most important thing on this channel, so hopefully now it should be at a slightly higher quality for anyone else listening in the future. So a massive thank you to you, and I'll link your band down in the video description. Anyone who's in the Baltimore DC area, you might want to check this guy's group out. Otherwise, in terms of channel news, I've finally gotten round to ordering in this very shiny new YouTube play button. I think the channel passed 100k subs around about 6 or 7 months ago. Again, probably kind of shows how much I put things off compared with just making more and more videos, but it's looking very shiny on the wall now, and a massive thank you to all of you guys who are subscribed. If you'd taken me back 3 years and said that I'd have one of those on the wall at some point, I think I would have just flat out not believed you. Very humbling, and I'll certainly try and keep as many quality videos coming as I can. Talking of which, maybe a few particular highlights for me out of the last month were the Codex Eldari review. After all the leaks and changes, I knew it was going to be a bit of a monster. Basically having Eldari, Harlequins and Inari all in one codex was always going to be massive. It turned into perhaps the single biggest and most effort YouTube video that I've worked on so far. 2.5 hours of rules to review, even going at a fairly reasonable rate. It took me around about 18 hours of working non-stop. I kind of had a limited time frame to do it, so I only wound up sleeping around about 3 hours that night. Games Workshop really do like to release their big books on the weekends when I seem to be most busy. Otherwise, it's been good fun to look into the Tau and get a few unit reviews made for the faction. Hopefully we'll have a few more on the way. And a few of the other bigger projects were the best leaders for every 40k army video, the updated big tier list giving all Games Workshop's changes with chapter approved, and I quite enjoyed returning to the greenskins and making one on every orc unit's strengths and weaknesses. I'd certainly like to make one of those for every single faction eventually. Again though, they're massive effort videos that take a crazy amount of time to make compared with other ones. Plenty more coming in the future though. A few people asked me to update the Necron tier list video, seeing as so much has changed from them since the start of 9th, so the slides are made for that one. I just need to get round to recording it. I'm going to continue the Start Collecting Factions videos with Custodians and Grey Knights next, maybe Genestealer Cults and Tau to come after that. We'll keep on covering any news and rumours, in particular about the Tyranids, which will be the next codex. There's a Tau Broadside video in the works, and I have finally started work on the starter force for every 40k faction, as I've been promising for a while now. Now Codex Eldari is out the way, that one should be the next very big project. As always, plenty to keep me occupied it seems. Next up we have the monthly channel giveaway. As I'm sure most people are aware, I do a big giveaway each month for a couple of big boxes. The March one is for 2 copies of the Eldritch Omens set, and I can announce the winners are Sullivan Burgett and Eric Hafner. Eric, I will have yours in the post very shortly, thank you for getting back to me. I'm still waiting to hear back from you, Mr. Sullivan. I've sent you a follow-up email today, so maybe check your inbox. I thought we'd return to a classic for the April giveaway. It's for 2 copies of the Indomitus box, a huge amount of Necrons vs Space Marines, and kind of a shame that it was only available for such a limited time. The winners of that one will be announced in the channel update post at this time next month. As per normal with these giveaways, there's 2 different ways to enter. You can either support the channel on the Patreon page, the link's down in the video description, and it is what allows the channel to keep on making videos quite this regularly. Otherwise, you can equally enter for free via supporting on social media, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, And to actually enter the draw, there's a Facebook post that appears on the first of each month, is active for 24 hours UK time, and enter the draw just by posting any 40k model or imagery, along with your name and the date handwritten within the photo, the last bit just to deter any spam bots on Facebook. I then total up all the people who entered on Patreon and on Facebook, put all the entries into a random number generator, and pick out the 2 winners. You can enter from anywhere, provided I am able to post to you from the UK. I will have a similar giveaway running every single month, so check back on the first on the Facebook page, or sign up to the Patreon, and you can enter for something different each time. Just while on the subject, I did want to mention a little bit more on the channel Patreon page. The link to it is in the video description, and it's basically the reason that I can make YouTube videos as my primary job and create all the content on the channel if you are enjoying a fair bit. Without it, there wouldn't be half the content that is on the channel, particularly not all the videos that take me a serious amount of time to make, like that Eldari Codex one. I do try and give as many rewards on the Patreon as I possibly can realistically. Patrons get to see a video early most weeks, you get automatic entry to that prize draw, you can vote in polls such as the one that I'll mention in just a second, access to a unique role on the channel Discord server, and then for major backers there's other things like getting your name in the credits, discussing army lists, and all the way up to making a few request videos for the biggest backers. A massive thank you to all you guys who are supporting, it really does mean a lot, and there are alternatives to Patreon as well if you prefer. YouTube memberships and Subscribestar are a couple of other ways to support if you just want to send a little bit my way. Most of the benefits are tied to the Patreon page, but for $5 backers on either, I do put your name in the credits. Feel free to check out any of the links down in the video description if you're interested. Finally, in just a little bit of other news, I thought for this month's Patreon poll we'd put out a whole load of ideas for some really big high effort videos. Major projects that I'd like to really cover all of them if I had time, but time being at a bit of a premium, a bit of guidance for what to go with first is a good idea. We've got things like weaknesses of every 40k army, one strong army list for every 40k faction, grand strategy and battle plans on the tabletop, or a bit of discussion as to why people either leave 40k or choose to refuse games. Voting's already open for channel supporters on the Patreon page, so feel free to go over there and check it out if you haven't already. I do always welcome any other comments or feedback on videos though. If there's anything that you particularly like to see, please let me know down in the comments. If anything does get requested quite a lot, it does generally tend to get added to the big ideas list. Finally, I'd just like to quickly mention that the Discord server painting competition is still ongoing. The rules for it are in the relevant chat channels down at the bottom of the Discord server. The link for the Discord is in the video description as well. Basically, when people have submitted their final entries, a shortlist will be voted by myself and the moderators, and they'll be showcased on one of these channel update videos, voted on by yourselves to see who wins, and there will be some small prizes for the winners, including a character model and some paints. As always, looking forward to seeing some nicely painted miniatures. Hopefully there'll be some more news on that front in this time next month. So anyway, I think that's about a wrap for it today. As always, a massive thank you to each and every one of you for watching the channel, keeping me motivated with comments, suggesting videos, and criticising bits that you don't like. It's all really helpful. As always, if there is anything that you particularly like to give me feedback on, this channel update's a particularly good place to do it. I will try and read every single comment, even if I can't respond to all of them. So let me know any thoughts or ideas. In any case, a massive thank you for listening. As always, looking forward to talking more 40k stuff, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.